If you study math or are choosing to study math, you're pretty much obliged to make at least a few mistakes in your lifetime. And if you're anything like me, you must be very acquainted with the phrase silly mistakes. Remember those long math problems where you're supposed to add huge columns of observations to find their average? Even the smallest careless mistake can ruin the entire math problem and widely change the answer that you calculated. You know, those mistakes that convert your well-deserved A plus into an F minus. It shouldn't matter, but it actually deviates the result to a very great extent. Many complex dynamical systems suffer the same fate, where the tiniest, presumably insignificant change can influence a different outcome than what was expected. This was observed by meteorologist Edward Lorenz when he noticed that despite logging a specific input into his computer, he did not get his predicted output. Instead, his calculations were manipulated by his computer, which rounded off significant digits. This small change in the input of the calculation massively impacted the output of the weather forecast, and this property of chaotic systems is called the sensitivity to initial conditions. One of the most important aspects of chaos theory is the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is a phenomenon where a small change in a deterministic linear system can bring huge repercussions into effect at a later stage. The butterfly effect is often elaborated by the metaphorical example of how something as simple as a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can initiate a series of disturbances that cause larger meteor disparities like a hurricane in Texas. Although chaos theory was born from meteorological inconsistencies, it was applicable to a wide variety of situations and subjects beyond the scope of physics and mathematics. This brings us to the question, can chaos theory accurately predict the future? Well, in unpredictable situations, people can only go so far as to foresee the near future instead of the longer term in front of us. However, with the advent of better technology, our ability to predict the future may become better. As summarized by Edward Lorenz, chaos is when the present determines the future, but the approximate present does not approximately determine the future.